Hey everybody, this is SWTOR Kamatazi. I'm currently on my Mercenary, and I'll be going over the Arsenal spec. I'll have a few things to know from the discipline path, however, it is not everything, so please read over everything under the discipline path. This is so you get a better understanding of your spec, and potentially be able to come up with a better rotation than what I have set up and ready to go. I'll also be going over my utility points, which again, I highly recommend you read over all of the options. This way you can find a spec that better matches your playstyle. And then of course, I will be going over my rotation as well. So to get started, under the utility points and skillful, I personally have gyroscopic alignment jets, where you vent 20 heat when stunned, immobilized, knocked down, or otherwise incapacitated. In addition to this, your next tech ability will deal 10% extra damage or healing. I also use bore sights, which increases the damage dealt by sweeping blasters by 25%. However, a good substitution will be improved vents, where vent heat now immediately vents an additional 15 heat and grants 10% alacrity for 6 seconds. Under Masterful, I personally use Power Barrier, where Power Shot, Tracer Missile, and Rapid Scan will generate a power barrier that increases damage reduction by 1% for 15 seconds. This stacks up to 5 times. I also use Power Shield, where when activated, your energy shield ignites in a blaze, scorching attackers for 1362 elemental damage when they deal direct damage to you. This effect cannot occur more than once each second. You could also use Heat Damping, which eliminates the heat generated by Jet Boost, Concussive Concussion Missile, Cure, and Electro Dart. And then you could also use Threat Sensors, which increases stealth detection level by 3, melee and ranged defense by 3%, and reduces the cooldown of stealth scan by 5 seconds. In addition to this, when you activate Cure on yourself, all periodic damage taken is reduced by 30% for 12 seconds. Under Heroic, I personally use Trauma Regulators, where while Energy Shield is active, you generate a stack of Trauma Regulators each time you receive direct damage. Stacks up to 10 times, and when Energy Shield expires, each stack of Trauma Regulators instantly heals you for 4% of your maximum health. At max stack, that's about 40% maximum health instantly restored. I also use Stabilized Armor, which reduces damage taken from area effects by 30%. Additionally, while stunned, you take 30% less damage from all sources. Another one you can do will be Power Shield, where Energy Shield now further decreases ability activation pushback by 30%, increases all healing received by 20%, and makes you immune to interrupts. And then the other one will be Energy Rebounder. When you take damage, the active cooldown of Energy Shield is reduced by 3 seconds. That effect can occur more than once every 1.5 seconds. In addition, when you take damage, you have a 20% chance to emit an Energy Redoubt, which absorbs a low amount of damage and lasts 6 seconds. That effect cannot occur more than once every 10 seconds. Under Legendary, I personally use Koto Surge, which Koto Overload triggers at and can heal you up to 60% of your maximum health. Additionally, Koto Overload lasts 2 seconds longer and heals for twice as much each time it restores health. I also use Thrill of Hunt, which allows my Unload, Blazing Bolts, and Progressive Scan to be activated while moving. Good substitutions will be Supercharged Defense, where while activating Supercharged Gas increases your defense chance by 15% and grants immunity to interrupts for 8 seconds. In addition to that, your endurance is increased by 3% and all healing received is increased by 3%. Another one will be Battlefield Protocol, where Stealth Scan grants Battlefield Protocol, increasing the damage or healing dealt by your next non-channel direct damage or healing ability by 20%. For each target revealed from stealth, you generate an additional charge of Battlefield Protocols. This effect stacks up to 5 charges and lasts for 10 seconds. Some things to note: your Tracer Missile will increase damage of your next rail shot by 6%. Priming Shot will mark the target, which increases the range damage on that target by 5%. Tracer Missile and Sleeping Blasters will finish the cooldown of Blazing Bolts with an 8-second cooldown. And then your Prime Shot will usually proc your Tracer Missile as well, which causes Tracer Missile will cause Cinder on your target, which it decreases the target's armor rating by 20% for 45 seconds. And it will also cause your heat signature for 45 seconds, which increases damage from a heat sig missile as well as your rail shot as well. As for my rotation, I actually start off with Blazing Bolt, followed by Priming Shot, and then Tracer Missile, followed by Heat Seeker Missile, and then Blazing Bolt again, followed by Rail Shot, Fusion Missile, Explosive Dart, and then Sleeping Blasters. And then it'll be going back to Blazing Bolt again. However, you don't need all of these here, so you can always get rid of either Fusion Missile or Explosive Dart as well. And then just out of the rotation, and then use Sweeping Blaster at the end anyway. To show you guys, Blazing Bolts, followed by Priming Shot, Tracer Missile, Heat Seeker, Blazing Bolts again, followed by Rail Shot, Fusion Missile, Explosive Dart, Sweeping, Blazing Bolt, Priming Shot, Tracer, Heat Seek, Blazing, Rail Shot, Fusion, Explosive, Sweeping again, and back to Blazing Bolt. And then just keep going through the rotation over and over again, keeping an eye on your heat so that way you have heat control as well. Along with Sleeping Blaster, you also have Death from Above as an AoE. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys. Welcome to playing an Arsenal Mercenary, and I wish you guys the best of luck. Hope to see you guys around.